So this is a graphic that First Things First put up. Uh, most wins in the NFL last 3 seasons. Now this is actually about the Baltimore Ravens and showing up, but it gave me such this aha moment about the Philadelphia Eagles. How the Philadelphia Eagles are literally one of the most winningest teams of the last, like, essentially 30 years. And even just using the last 3 seasons, they're obviously right number one. And we can look at some of these other teams, the Lions, the Bills, the Ravens, etc., and it's just like the Eagles actually have a Super Bowl win, right? The Lions do not, the Bills do not, the Ravens do not. And it's just like it's kind of mind-blowing when you really think about it, the lack of respect that Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles have gotten. Because we also emphasize again and again and again and again and again and again and again how important the quarterback position is. We can't escape it. It's what we hear all day, every day. And yet somehow Jalen Hurts is such a bad quarterback that whatever that guy was, whatever his name was, Anthony, or I don't even know what it was, Arnold, where he's like, oh, they got to trade Jalen Hurts. And it's just like, are you going to trade Jared Goff? You think Jared Goff's best years are past him? Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, like he is one of the only quarterbacks that have not only led his team to top wins, but then actually done one to Super Bowl because other people, well, CJ Stroud, he led and it's just like one he was injured and actually another quarterback stepped in for a handful of games and won games. Just saying. That's number one. Number two, he didn't get him to the Super Bowl. He didn't win the Super Bowl. And a lot of people blame CJ Stroud for why they lost against the New England Patriots. Even though that defense was awesome and great, he could not get the job done. In 2023, the Baltimore Ravens, that defense played great. Lamar Jackson and that offense could not get the job done. They scored 10 points. 10 points. The Detroit Lions could not get the job done, but Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles did and took down the literal Kansas City Chiefs. And you know who I don't see up there? It's like I don't see Dak Prescott, I don't see Baker Mayfield, don't see Trevor Lawrence, don't see, I mean, like, we could just go on and on and on. Don't see Justin Herbert. And again, even some of those quarterbacks that I mentioned, it's nothing against those quarterbacks, but it's the constant devaluing of not only Jalen Hurts and what he contributes to the Philadelphia Eagles, but also the Philadelphia Eagles franchise as a whole. Like this isn't like an individual Jalen Hurts clip by any stretch of the imagination. But you can't have this level of success. I understand if they had those 36 wins and they never won a they didn't win a Super Bowl, right? Then I could understand because you could be like, well, even, CJ Straw did it, right? You can name even Sam Geno Smith was part of that, right? But the difference is that, like, he actually won the Super Bowl. Like, that's the key difference. That's the key difference. And it's funny to me how a team like the Philadelphia Eagles can win the Super Bowl, can have like the most dominant playoff run in playoff history, hanging 95 points in the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl combined. And yet they will still want to emphasize the regular season more, which is so bizarre because when the Bills play great or the Ravens play, it's always like, well, let's just see what they do in the playoffs. Or even the Chiefs, when the Chiefs are not looking as great in the regular season, they're like, well, just wait until the playoffs. But then when the Eagles dominate in the playoffs in two separate Super Bowl runs, we don't want to talk about that much. Like, that doesn't really count. You only threw for 189 yards in week 6. I don't like that. Oh, you only threw the ball 23 times in week 12. I don't like that. I don't like that. No, no. That just doesn't sit right for me. Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen put up 3, 4 touchdowns, whatever. Throw for 300 yard, whatever. They have a great game. Yeah, but can they do it in the playoffs? It's like, well, which direction are we looking at right now? What direction are we looking at? Throughout the regular season, everybody always constantly just wants to have the take of, well, let's just wait to the playoffs. It's why I did my mountain and my tears the way I did them. Because it was constantly just like, I expect this team to be great in the playoffs. It was like by week 2 we're like, oh, I think this team's going to, win the NFC or something. Like, all right, I'm like, I can't do that. I can't do that. And because even in my mind too, like I feel it, but you got to fight it where I'm like, all right, I think the Rams are going to be a great team in the playoffs or something, right? But I'm like, I just want to focus on week 7 right now. I do. I just want to focus on week 7 because the playoffs are going to come when they come. I'm not trying to rush through the season. And when you try to rush through the season, you find yourself already at the end of February, and you go, oh man, I really wish we had some real football to discuss right now. And you don't. You don't. But I just think it's so fascinating. I really do that you can be such a successful team, literally the most wins in the last 3 years, and a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl. So therefore making you the most successful team of the last 3 seasons. That's the reality. The Philadelphia Eagles are the most successful team of the last 3 seasons. Okay? I mean, the Chiefs, you could say, what about the Chief? They didn't even make the playoffs this past year. That's not my fault. They didn't even win the div. They didn't win the division. Like, that's not my fault. That's not my fault. The Eagles won their division twice, got the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl. Like, that's that, and made the playoffs all 3 times. Like, they are the most. The Lions didn't. The Bills didn't. The Ravens didn't. The Seahawks won a Super Bowl. It's great. What did they do the year before that and the year before that? They didn't. I think they made the playoffs in 23, lost, and then 24. Didn't make the playoffs. The Eagles are the most successful team of the last 3 seasons. Literally had a record-breaking running back, record-breaking quarterback, elite defense, leading to a mind-numbingly insane game against the literal Kansas City Chiefs. And yet you'd think that the Eagles just found themselves in a very fluke situation in terms of the success that they've had, or Jalen Hurts, or anyone involved. They make a hire here, they keep a player there, or they do. It's just like every decision that the Philadelphia Eagles have made, even though they are, again, one of the most successful teams, if not the most successful team of the last nearly 30 years. And it's just like, you don't trust how they're run after all that. Because, I mean, listen, technically the other argument is the Patriots, because they got 30 plus playoff wins since 200. And it's that's Tom Brady, that's Bill Bitch. That's so specific. That's so specific for them. With the Eagles, it's not their second most in playoff wins since 2000. And it's with 4 different quarterbacks, 4 or 5 different quarterbacks, and I think 4 different coaching staffs. That's not the case for the Patriots. That's not the case for the Kansas City Chiefs, right? It's not the case for those other teams. It's just not. But it is for the Philadelphia Eagles, which is remarkable. It's absolutely positively remarkable. And yet, every time you turn the corner, you're hit in the face with more downplay. It's kind of shocking to me how you don't want to elevate and accurately portray a team like the Philadelphia Eagles, who have obviously had an insane amount of success, but then you want to elevate teams that have done significantly less. I'm trying to figure out when it's appropriate to downplay and when it's appropriate to elevate. That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. That's what I'm trying to figure out, is when it's appropriate to elevate and when it's appropriate to downplay. Because if you can't even elevate a team like the Philadelphia Eagles that have had so much success, it's well, then what do you, what are you supposed to do then? When are you supposed to do it? When is it supposed to matter? I mean, I don't get it, honestly. I really, really genuinely don't. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles, seeing clearly the amount of success that they've had, the fact that they can literally lead a graphic like this while talking about the Baltimore Ravens, and yet you'd think that the Eagles are just a step up from the Carolina Panthers. They're the Panthers if Cam Newton won the Super Bowl that year, and it was a great year, but, whatever. Let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get into discussions. Did I say Cam Ward or did I say Cam Newton? I hope I said Cam Newton. Let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, did I say the Panthers? Did I say the Titans? I am doubting myself right now. I'm did I just say Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans? Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. I'm pretty sure I got it right before. I think I'm just doubting myself just because, self-doubt, man. You got to find that self-love. I got to look in the mirror and say, hey, you know what you're talking about. But let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get to some discussions, let's get to some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.